This is the Italian Real Estate Podcast, here to help you with the ins and outs and basics of Italian real estate, presented by ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com. Well, hello there, and welcome to this special edition episode of the Italian Real Estate Podcast, here from the beautiful mountains in the Veneto region of Italy. We are just about, 30 minutes north of Rovigo, the city that both Marco and I happen to call home. And today we wanted to talk a little bit about something that a lot of people have an interest in if they're coming to Italy. Some people might be looking for a vista like what you see in the background and getting out into the country. But very often, those small little homes could have maybe some renovations that need to be done. And in this episode, we wanted to talk a little bit about maybe what to expect and kind of what that situation can look like. So, Marco, I think maybe it might be worth starting off with, what is the mentality towards renovation here? Is that something that people expect to do when they're buying a home, whether it's a new home, old home, or something in between?
I think a lot of people do expect to have to renovate in Italy. After all, Italy is a very old country in some sense. So there are a lot of properties that do require renovation. A lot of properties that you can buy for a very low price, but that do require renovation. So there are quite a few people that buy in Italy, especially in smaller towns in southern Italy, and that do expect to have to do renovation works immediately after the purchase. So a lot of people, they ask me how to go about renovating their property. So what should they do? Of course, people that are not familiar with the Italian market, they don't know how to take the first steps.
Right.
And in Italy, there are a few options to renovate the property. You can hire a company that handles the whole renovation of the property. So they handle, say, the majority of the renovation works, and maybe outsource just some of the works. So you would be dealing with only one company that takes care of the whole house, and maybe just outsource the plumbing works or things that are like more specific, that need like a specific professional to handle them. Or I think the majority of people would prefer to hire, for example, the plumber, an electrician, construction team. Of course, the second option is less expensive, to have to deal with a number of professionals. However, it can be more time consuming. So you're going to have to supervise or oversee the progress of the works. On the other hand, if you hire one specific company that handles everything, it's probably going to be easier for you, less time consuming, but likely more expensive.
Something also coming from like an American perspective. A lot of people do DIY. I mean, we've got these huge Home Depots and Lowe's and so on, all these different types of stores that you can go to DIY. Is that something that is popular in Italy, or do people more often choose to get somebody to do it on their behalf?
Well, it's both. I'd say it's a personal choice. A lot of people, like people who have a low budget, they will choose to do things DIY. We have stores in Italy where you can actually buy things for the house, the sink or the toilet. Of course, then you're going to have somebody who installs them. But we do have like some very large stores in Italy, for example, Bricomen,
right,
where you can go and buy a lot of these things, and then you're going to have somebody who can install them, unless you're able to do it yourself.
Right. And I think you kind of talked about this a little bit, but something that's also very common here that I've seen is that you can pay somebody and they charge you basically a per square meter rate. How does that end up working? Do they take care of everything, or do they do part of it for you? How does that normally work?
They will take care of everything, and the average price in Italy for hands-off work, renovation work, would probably be around like 500 euros and up, of course, depending on your budget, depending on the quality of the renovation works that you want to do. But I'd say the minimum is 400 or 500 euros to renovate your property
per square meter.
If you want to buy a property in an area of Italy that is not a tourist area, like a normal area of Italy,
Right.
you're probably if it's a property that requires renovation works, you would be paying probably 300, 400, 500 euros per square meter, 600. And then if you spend another 400, 500 per square meter, as long as you don't go beyond 1,000, 1,100 or 200 per square meter in total between purchasing and renovating, that's an acceptable price also for the to resell the property. Like if you wanted to resell the property without losing money, if you pay like 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 between the renovation and the purchase, you're gonna be okay.
But when you decide to go through this, how do you even start finding the people that can help you with it? I mean, Yellow Pages or something that people maybe in the States might be more familiar with, but how do you track that down here in Italy? Is it just best to maybe ask the real estate agent you're working with? Or, for example, the Italian real estate lawyers, is this a service that you guys offer?
Absolutely. This is a service that we do offer, so we can help you with the renovation works. We are handling a few renovations for some clients who purchased properties through us. But to answer your question, if you want to hire a general contractor, like a company that can handle all the works, then you probably can find them on Google easily. But if you want to hire a network of individuals, like single professionals who are gonna be handling the renovation works under your supervision, then probably you're gonna have to, especially in smaller towns, to reach out to your connections in that town, such as the real estate agent or us, or like people who can refer other people and that can refer, workers that can do the works that are required in your case.
But then maybe for anybody who's thinking about coming to Italy and actually doing these renovations and maybe even some major renovations, are there maybe any things that they should take into consideration that may be a little bit different or that could really throw up some roadblocks in the way of what they're trying to do?
Well, if you wanted to change the floor map, for example, or renovate the facade, you may have to deal with the municipality, with the town hall, and do some paperwork. You could be required to sign some paperwork, hire a local surveyor to maybe facilitate this for you. But if you do not intend to change the floor map, or if you don't intend to, change the property as it is, you just want to renovate it, then no paperwork is required.
So I think this might be a good place to summarize, in a sense, what we've spoken about. So say somebody gets in contact with you and your team at ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com. What is it that they maybe should expect when they get this all started with you, between finding the property and going possibly through the renovation process? How is it that you help them through that process?
So most people ask us to, first of all, locate a property for them. A lot of people, they don't know where they want to buy the property. They haven't identified the property that they like. So we can help them through this process. We can not only suggest areas that are good for them based on their needs, but also help them locate a property in that specific area, do some due diligence, see if the property is available or not available, really there on the market, or maybe if it's an old ad that hasn't been removed. We can see if the property is fully available, if there are limitations on the property rights. So do some basic due diligence. Once we purchase the property, we can then help our clients do the renovation works, and we can either fully handle the renovation works. The client can tell us what they want to do, what they would like, and we basically act as a general contractor. So we hire other people that can do the works, locals primarily.
And this is all over the country, not
Absolutely.
just one place.
Absolutely. So that's what we do normally for our clients. We help them find local professionals that can do the renovation works under our supervision. And of course, we can advise our clients from distance. So there are a lot of clients that ask us to send pictures or photos of the properties, videos, which of course we can inspect in person, and also realize firsthand the entity of the renovation works that need to be done. So everything can be handled from distance. And of course, we keep updated the client every step of the way with videos on the progress of the renovation works. So, and also, of course, we can advise clients if a house is not worth taking into consideration because maybe it requires too many renovation works because it's not even doable. Maybe, in Italy there are very old properties that require a lot of work to be renovated. So we're here to help also people who are not familiar with the Italian market understand if what they are looking at is a good deal or in the end if it's not worthwhile.
And that's something that you also take care of is also some of the negotiating to make sure that they get it for the best price possible, I assume.
Of course, that's part of our package where we purchase the properties on their behalf. We also negotiate the price and make sure that they buy the property at the lowest price.
Well, that's fantastic. And I think this might be a great place to round out the episode. And if people are interested in the services that you and ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com have to offer, how can they get in contact with you and your team?
People can contact us through our website, ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com, or give us a call. The numbers on the website.
Absolutely fantastic. And of course, if you're interested in more content like this about Italian real estate and making Italy your home, maybe even getting a place that could have a beautiful view like this. I mean, we happen to be so lucky that we can just come to the mountains and this is in our backyard, literally speaking. And who knows, maybe you'll be able to find a place like this too, or maybe the city life is what you're looking for. So be sure that you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, and then also be sure to keep an eye out on the Italian Real Estate Lawyers Facebook page, because there will be updates about this becoming an audio only podcast. Don't worry, this will still continue to be a video podcast as well, but you'll be able to enjoy it in whatever format on whatever platform that you prefer. And then also, if you are interested in more content like this about moving to Italy, Italian dual citizenship, living life abroad, living life as a dual citizen expat in Italy, and seeing a little bit more of this beautiful country, be sure to come over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Rafael Di Furia. Of course, thank you also very much for joining us again for another episode of the Italian Real Estate Podcast. Of course, we have been here with Italian attorney Marco Permunian, and I am Rafael Di Furia. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you.
Later.